Well, scores of students are expected to march to the Union buildings in Pretoria this morning. The Tshwane Metro Police have warned motorists to avoid streets from this morning.
Well, the Fees Must Fall march is expected to start at Church Square, where students will gather. Marching students are scheduled to march all the way to the Union buildings. Last year, a similar protest occurred and turned violent, with clashes between police and students. Tshwane Metro Police have warned all motorists to either avoid the city centre or exercise extra caution when in the area.
The Student Fees Must Fall organization, or the students themselves, they applied for a formal march and it was declined by the security cluster. So what we would like to say is that the march is illegal if it should happen. Hence, we said, if the march will continue, we might declare it that march illegally, open a case against the organizers, and should anything goes wrong, they will be held accountable. Whatever that could go wrong at the march was never approved. And they couldn't meet the requirement of the security cluster, hence we didn't, approve the said march. Nevertheless, they indicated to us that they will march with whether we approve the march or not.
Our expectations is that we have a peaceful demonstration of students, workers, learners and community activists to the Union buildings, and we've done everything we can to comply with the police's requirements, and we believe that we are going to have a peaceful demonstration today. We've invited many students from all different institutions, so we expect around 3,000. Since we are running late, so we were supposed to assemble at 8, but students haven't arrived yet, so we expect people to start assembling at around 9, and then we will leave for the Union buildings at around 10.
We've just moved to Church Square, where the students have just trickled in. Unfortunately, it's not the numbers we've been told. I don't see 3,000 students here. However, Aaron Mavunza, who is a student leader at TUT, has arrived to just address them. We do know that this protest is illegal, and we've seen there, I'm going to ask my cameraman to just pan and show you that in front of me, that the Metro Police have started blocking off the roads around surrounding Church Square, in an attempt probably to get the students to stay here or perhaps to block traffic. We're not sure the reason why. And you can see the Nyalas have arrived. This is only one of them. On top of the street, you'll see many more. However, the students still remain to be peaceful right now. And we'll see as the day develops if they'll be able to move out of this Church Square right now. Back to you in studio.
The peace accord in Ndaba at Wits on Wednesday evening has not produced any tangible solutions to the students' call for free education.
Well, several high-profile people attended, including former Public Protector Thuli Madonsela, former NA Speaker Maxi Sulu, Sax Bishop Malusi Mpulwana, and COSATU boss Jay Naidu. They were billed as a peace accord meeting.
Well, Naidu, a former Minister of Reconstruction and Development Program in President Mandela's office, told the meeting that his generation had failed the students. On her part, Madonsela thanked the students for reminding the country's elders of why liberation struggle heroes fought for democracy.
We need to rethink the methods now, because we don't want any of you to be harmed. We also don't want any of you not to complete your education. You have fought for this because you know that education is the greatest learning. What I'm hoping will come from this process is a discussion on how do we resolve the issues at hand. How do we have a timetable on arriving at a peaceful solution, even if it's a staggered solution. But the starting point would be to listen to you, because if you want to resolve issues, you need to find out from the grievant what the issues are.
Well, in Cape Town, parents and guardians of Cape Peninsula University of Technology have been invited to a general meeting at the main campus alongside management and students.
Well, the general meeting at the Cape Town campus is expected to deliberate on a way of resolving current issues. CPUT has had to suspend its classes for about a week due to violence coupled with ongoing Fees Must Fall protests. The university has indicated plans to reopen all academic activities on Friday the 21st.
Do Know that on Tuesday, a large group of the council sat to discuss whether or not there'll be a general meeting, and it was concluded in the meeting that today they will have a general meeting at the Cape Town campus. Initially, the meeting was supposed to be held at the Bellville campus, but after the students requested that it be held at the Cape Town campus, that is where it's going to be held today around 10 o'clock. As you can see behind me, there's a group of students that have gathered coming from the Wellington campus. And we also know that in the last meeting that was held with the students and council, with the General Assembly, most of the students from different campuses were not present at the meeting. But today we can confirm that the Wellington campus is here. And the Bellville campus students are also on their way for the 10 o'clock meeting with council, the Vice-Chancellor and the parents.
Well, right now we cross over live to our reporter, Kenny Mapanga, who is in Pretoria, where the march is set to take place. Good morning, Kenny. Can you just give us an update on the attendance of students for this march all the way to the Union buildings?
Good morning. We've just received confirmation that they're actually only expecting 500 students to arrive for the march today. Student organizations and students that have arrived today have said that they are going to continue marching to Union buildings, even though this is an illegal protest. They have several demands that they're going to make at the Union buildings, one of them being that they want free decolonized education now, as well as they want police brutality to end. So that means police nyalas and police personnel to be off universities. They want all the students that have been arrested during this campaign to be released, as well as stopping the expulsion and the suspension of students that are fighting for free decolonized education. I have with me Ferran Pedro, who is from the student organization, the Socialist Youth Movement, joining me today. Thank you so much for joining us, Ferran. We understand that the protest is not legal today. Are you not concerned about the students, that there might be a standoff between the police and the students today that could get extremely dangerous if you continue to move to the Union buildings?
So we applied for a permission to march today and complied with all the requirements that were given to us, including having marshals, giving notice to the Union buildings, sending a letter to the Department of Education, explaining what our route is going to be, and having a Section 4 meeting with the police. At the Section 4 meeting, the chairperson unilaterally ended the meeting while we were still open to discussion and negotiation. And at that meeting, we said that we were going to go forward because we believed that her behavior was an unjust infringement of our democratic right to protest. So I just want to point out that we are complying with everything that the police have said, and we will continue with a peaceful demonstration. So if there is any violence, it will not come from us. It will be as a result of police being violent towards us. So we don't expect any violence today. We're not a big crowd, and we've explained to the police, we've discussed with them, they've asked us to change our route, and we complied with that, and we're going to change the route. So we are complying with everything that the police have asked us, then and now. So we don't expect any violence today.
Thank you very much. That was Ferran Pedro from the Socialist Youth Movement, saying that they are in compliance with the police and their requirements today. Students are still behind me singing and preparing to move at 11 o'clock, where they'll be moving to the Union buildings. Thank you. Back to you in studio.
Kenny, just one more question for you. Do you think there's a sense amongst the students now that, having seen what happened to Ntebo Dlamini, that he's been remanded in custody with regards to these fees must fall process, that they really have to be careful in terms of the way that they behave and they go about these fees must fall protests? Is there a sense that they have that concern on the ground?
The concern is not there because they are saying that they are being compliant with the police right now regarding the march. However, they are saying that if anything goes wrong today, that it will be in the police's hands. They are committing to a peaceful, non-violent demonstration today. So I don't think that any violence will take place.